Hello Internet, hello fellow startups, business owners, entrepreneurs. Welcome to Pedovera, the place for people who want to build their businesses and grow. So let's get into it. What is a testimonial and why do you need them? A testimonial is a form of social proof. People want to buy from a business that is credible, and testimonials are probably one of the most personal ways that you can build your credibility. I mean, you can have logos for what payment processor you use. You can have logos for what press publications you've been featured in. But having an actual written piece of text, ideally a short story of between 2 to 5 sentences, that's even more compelling because that's from just one person's point of view, taking their time for your benefit, for the business's benefit, to help you build your business by giving a testimonial, by saying that you actually fulfilled on your promises and maybe even exceeded expectations. All right, so we all understand what a testimonial is. It's sometimes also called a customer review. So why do you need to include them as part of your web marketing mix? Well, I actually found some data from Dimensional Research and Zendesk that show that 90% of customers say they were positively influenced in their buying decisions online after reading reviews. And in addition, those numbers have been going up over time. Some more research has shown that according to Revo.com, businesses get an 18% sales lift overall from incorporating reviews into their marketing mix. And from my own studies, so I actually did a quick campaign about 6 months ago just to test out an idea with direct mail pieces. I sent out 27 mail pieces where I actually did a customized review of these various small business websites, and it ran the gamut. I mean, it was lawyers, it was veterinarians, it was plumbers, it was across the board. And what I found was, out of the 27 of these websites, and these are businesses that are actively spending between 4 and 5 figures a month on their marketing, only 15%, or 4 out of the 27, actually had any testimonials or reviews listed on their website. So adding testimonials is actually apparently a low-hanging fruit, kind of an easy win if you're looking to differentiate from the competition. So how do you actually earn great testimonials and reviews? Well, I include in the article, again, I go into much more detail if you actually read through the article, but just to go over each of 9 tips that I give briefly. Number 1, you can require it. And in the text, I actually show how when I started Pedovera 4 years ago, a big focus those first 2 years were actually just building up our reputation or our credibility. So a big focus was actually accumulating some testimonials. So what I would do is within our agreements with our clients, I would say, okay, at the end, we do need you to sign off on the project as being complete. And included as part of that is a feedback form. It's 5 short questions. We used Google Forms to actually make the form and to compile the responses, and it worked out great. We got feedback on everything from just getting that sign off that projects were completed. We got a rating, so we knew, okay, did we get a 5 out of 5, and if not, why didn't we do that? Why didn't we achieve that? So really baking it into your process is probably one of the most effective ways to quickly actually accumulate testimonials. Second, follow-up. So a lot of people get busy, especially if your customers, your clients are businesses themselves. They're busy, and unless you're really impressing them, unless you really kind of just over-deliver, they might not always be available to give you a testimonial, even if they say, yeah, sure, I'll give you one, like, just send me whatever. So you're gonna have to follow up sometimes between 1 to 5 times over email and over the phone. And if they're still not responding after you follow up, this is tip number 3, give them a formula for responding. I actually give the formula that Dane Maxwell in a Mixergy interview talked about, where we talked about the benefit, the period of time it was delivered in, as well as the painful or annoying thing that they didn't have to do as a result of working with your company or buying your product. Tip number 4, write it for them. Ask them to edit it. Tip number 6, simplify and ask a leading question. That means, you can just ask them something simple like, would you give us a 10 out of 10? If not, and then, they say what their rating is, and then you follow up and say, okay, well, why? That way it's conversational. It's not like it's formal. Some people might not want to fill out a testimonial form because maybe there's too much mental preparation they think involved with it. So just making it conversational will get you actually a much higher response rate. Tip number 7, you can bribe them. And I talk more about that below. Offer incentives like coupons and whatnot. Tip number 8, do great work. This is just a prerequisite for even earning the testimonial in the first place, but it's worth mentioning. Tip number 9, the ice cream rule. I'm not gonna talk about that because I think I explained it really well, and I think you'll get more out of it just actually reading what the ice cream rule is. That's tip number 9 below this video. But it's basically about over delivering and how do you do that. Next section is on examples of good, great, and bad testimonials. So the way that you determine whether or not a testimonial is good or great or bad, as in not worth featuring on your site, is it should cover 4 points. Number 1, it shouldn't be salesy. Number 2, it should work towards building trust. Number 3, it should overcome skepticism, and authenticity is key for this. And number 4, very important, it should be specific. Ideally, it should tell kind of a short story almost. For the next section, so going through that section, definitely encourage you, check out all the examples I have there. There's some really good ones. Probably inspire some ideas. Next section, should you open yourself up to testimonials and reviews on social media? The short answer is that it depends. If you've been in business a while and you have good systems and you have your processes down so that you can adequately follow up and respond to any negative reviews that you might get on Yelp or Google Local or something like that, then I say go for it. But just know that it's something that has to be maintained. So you need the time and the systems to deal with it. And if you don't have systems, if your business isn't mature, if you're a startup and you're making mistakes and you're still learning, probably not a good idea to open up and begin developing those properties until you have your business kind of off and running and you have that market traction. How should testimonials be incorporated into your website design? So I give a nice checklist there on how to decide, again, like is it a good testimonial? You need to have a visual reference there. Video is ideal. There's also, if you can't do video, definitely include some sort of visual cue to make it even more memorable. And to that point, I talk about the picture superiority effect, which is pretty cool. Next section, will video testimonials convert better than text reviews? So the short answer is that probably. And there's a lot of different qualitative and quantitative research that I list out in bullet point form there. There's multi-billion-dollar companies like Intuit and Priceline that use video testimonials to convert visitors into customers. So there's a good argument to be made, but bottom line is, to know if it's going to work for your business, you'll long-term have to test it, But if you're starting from scratch and you have the time and you have the know-how, definitely do it with video. And finally, thanks for checking out this video. Thanks for reading the article. If you like it, if you got some value from this, please pass it along to friends by liking it, tweeting it, sharing it on Google+, LinkedIn. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, or better yet, subscribe to our weekly newsletter. We just put out an article once a week, so your inbox is not going to get overloaded with newsletters or emails from us. And every article that we put out, I personally do my best to make sure that it's going to provide maximum benefit to you, and that everything is well researched and based on evidence that I've gathered from other sources or from actually testing it and doing it myself. So again, hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want one awesome trick for marketing your testimonials, I encourage you put in your email address into the email opt-in widget at the very bottom of this article, and I will automatically, instantly send you what my one trick is for marketing your testimonial. It's pretty cool and very useful, so definitely check that out. All right, thanks a lot.